Now the last thing I want to show you is another setting in the topic template called related topics. Alright, now the best way to show you related topics is to show you some in action already. Let's go to our X1000 user guide here. Let's go to a new chapter. You may want to look away if the scrolling makes you nauseous. Alright, now you see here this little mini TOC section called In This Chapter. It's got a title here, and it's basically giving you the topic heading of topics in this section and then the page number that they appear on. Alright, that type of information is coming from the topic template, alright, from the Related Topics tab. Alright, and another example, let's see if we've got, alright, let's publish this to HTML pages real quick. And in the meantime, I will open up the chapter template. Okay. Alright, now the related topics, what they're doing is adding navigation to your project. So an example would be the In This Chapter section inside of your Word documents. Alright, and what it's doing, let's go here to the special links area. It's giving you a link to all of the child topics that appear within that section. Alright, so here's the group heading. We can actually change that if we wanted to. Alright, so we control the appearance of that group, the position of it on the page, and the special links. Alright, now let's go here to our HTML output. Alright, you see here these next and previous and contents and index buttons. These are also coming from that Related Topics tab as well. You see here we've got previous, next, contents, and index. Alright, so first of all, I'll point out the group heading is completely customizable by you and what you want to display for that section. The next thing you'll decide is the sequence. Alright, notice the order is previous, next, contents, index, which matches the same order that you see on the page here. Okay, you control the order that these buttons are displaying on the page using this sequence number. In the appearance area, you can choose what output format these related topics should display in. In this case, previous, next, contents, and index, these only publish to the web output, whereas in this chapter, displayed in Word. And if we go back, let's go to an actual chapter here. And it's also displaying within the chapter as well. Alright. Now in the styles area, we've got the style set to auto because there's some built-in styles that author will use to publish those related topics, or you can associate your own style object with them. Now just to show you which ones are associated with related topics, we see here we've got two styles called related heading and related item. These will come with your library by default. Alright, so this first style here for the group heading use style, it would be related heading if you had it set to auto. For the items, use related item if you had the style set to auto here. Otherwise, you can associate your own style object with them. You can also associate a graphic with the heading, which is what you're seeing here for previous, next, contents, and index. Previous is associated with the previous icon. That is nothing more than a file object, alright, which you have complete control over. So this file object is being used inside of your HTML projects. You will also have these objects by default. You can swap out these arrows for your own arrows if you'd like to. Completely customizable. You can even create your own file objects and then associate them here. Alright, now in the position area, you choose whether the group appears above the topic heading, below the topic heading, or below the topic text. So in our previous next contents and index examples, these were all appearing above the topic heading. Alright, so that's why they're displaying here. Now for your Word document, those were displaying below the topic text, which is why you're seeing this after the text within that topic, okay? So you control that position. Now notice here how, if I select it, it's actually a table where Authored is inserting this table and populating the rows with the topic headings and the page number. Alright, so this table has a specific width, alright, and you have control over that width. The width is defined here in the column width area, so you control how wide you would like that table to be. Alright, now the last tab here that is used for related topics, that is the Special Links tab. You can choose which topics you want that group to display. So in this section area, that is showing child topics to the section. The previous group heading is pointing to the previous topic, next is pointing to next, contents, and so on. Alright, so let's go to our module topic. And I'm going to select a new group here. Alright, now when I do this, I never like to start from scratch. I always like to use an example from an existing chapter. Chapter template seems to be a catch-all for these types of things, so I'm also going to open up chapter template in the properties view and just use it as an example. Alright, so my group heading I want to be called In This Module. I want it to be the first grouping on the page, so I'll give it a sequence of 1. I want it to display in all of my outputs. I'll keep the style set as auto, and I don't need a graphic to display with it. Alright, now for the position, I'm going to go ahead and have this be positioned below the topic heading. Alright, and I want that table to be horizontal. And I'll go ahead and reuse that same column width here, because I know it works for the In This Chapter, so I'm going to reuse it for In This Module. Now for special links, we'll go ahead and select chapter or child topics, and we're done. Alright, so now let's go ahead and publish my book to Word, and I'll test my results. Alright, so here we have our little In This Module section. It's 12 centimeters in width. It is using our auto styles. Now I showed you what those auto styles were in Authored. Let me actually show them to you in the Word template here. In the Word template, the style is called Mini TOC Title and Mini TOC Item. These styles will come with an Authored Word template by default. You won't need to create those yourselves, but you can customize the look of them to suit whatever your branding scheme is. Alright, and Authored would certainly tell you if those styles were missing from your template. It will tell you in your publishing log. so you wouldn't have to be surprised.